Hey guys, Austin from JDS Labs here. Today we're very excited to announce that we've made some big changes to both Element 4 firmware as well as the companion core app. Let's go ahead and get into them. So let's go ahead and start out with the biggest feature of this release, and that is on-device storage for our EQ profiles. So I know a lot of people have been asking for this for quite some time, and we finally made it happen. So we are now able to store 10 EQ profiles within the element itself, regardless of your connection to core. So what does that mean? If I have a profile that I've made on core, if I find a profile that somebody shared with me or through our new community browser, I can go ahead and save those to the device, and then after I've disconnected from my computer, those still exist on the element itself. So I can go ahead and switch between my IEM profile and my headphone profile, or whatever the case may be. I can disable my EQ, but I can also still edit my DSP settings on the device itself. So it's essentially as if you have core functionality on the device without having to be connected. That's not all. We've also made some pretty fundamental changes to how the EQ profiles themselves work. And starting out is our bands. Now, not only have we increased our band count from 10 to 12, we've also added the ability to change the filter type of each band. Now, what does that mean? So when we launched Element 4, the 10 bands that we had were all specified in terms of which type of filter they were. So for instance, your first band was always going to be a low shelf, and your final band was always going to be a high shelf. The 8 in between were all peaking. We can now change each one of those bands to be low shelf, high shelf, or peaking. So this gives you much greater control over each band and how you can create your EQ within the app. So as you can see, we're here at the JDS Core website. So we're going to go ahead and connect our Element 4 and take a look at what we've added. So the first one is this Element 4 storage tab. Now this is anything that's saved to your device, whether that be from our new community browser, something that you've had shared by a link, or a profile that you've created. Now let's go ahead and see what the process is as far as integrating something into our on-device storage. So to get a profile on our device, we'll go ahead and click this plus button, and we can go ahead and select from one of our available cloud presets. So as you can see, these are presets that I've gotten from the JDS Labs community browser, and then these are presets that I've already made myself in the past. So let's take this HE6 Auto EQ Harman, for example. So anything that gets saved to the device has a character limit of 16. Now, while this is unfortunate, it just makes sense with the size of the screen and some of the hardware limitations. But that's fine, because all we have to do is go ahead and just get rid of some of the extraneous text. HE6 Harman conveys the point. Now you'll see that we have both profiles lit up here green, and this is helpful because if we've had to reduce characters to accommodate a long name, such as in the case here, we can see that yes, we're running this HE6 Harman that's identical to this HE6 Auto EQ Harman. So if you've had to make name changes, it makes it a little bit easier to know, okay, yes, I'm still running that profile. Now, another cool thing we can do here is if we make a profile and we're really happy with it right away, we can also just go ahead and immediately save that. So we don't even need to go through the cloud storage. We can just go ahead and name this, say, test filter, save the device, and there you have it. It's on the device. We don't need to be connected to core to access that anymore, which we'll go ahead and demonstrate now. Here we have our Element 4. We're completely disconnected from core. We don't even have a USB connection to the device. If we go ahead and move our volume, we can actually see the current active DSP profile is that Verite Harman curve that we had from earlier. If we want to change that, we're going to go ahead and press and hold our volume knob to get in the menu. And then we now have this DSP profiles option, so we're going to go ahead and click that. And here is where all of those profiles will live. So anything that we made, such as the test filter, anything from the cloud that we've named and saved to our device, we can go ahead and activate it from here. And if we back out, there we go. We're now running that HE6 Harman profile. And then also, if we want to make tweaks, we can go into our DSP config, and we can change all of the same settings that we are able to change in core. So we can make any modifications to that profile on the fly without using the core software itself, all within the device. And lastly, to tie all of this together, we're very happy to present our new core community browser. Now where this comes really handy is, say we have let's take for example a Dan Clark product. So if we filter by Dan Clark, we can see that we have 6 profiles at this current point in time. And let's go ahead and filter by NoirX. Now, if we want to try these out, we don't have to download them and clutter up our cloud storage, and we don't have to take up spots immediately on our on-device storage. What we can actually do is we can go ahead and hit this listening button here, and it automatically applies in the background. So what you can do is you can just go ahead and test drive profiles as you see fit and run through them really quickly, and it's a pretty great way to see what you like and don't like without having to download them immediately. But let's go ahead and take this guy, for instance, this NoirX profile by Michael F. here. So we'll go ahead and hit that Save to Preset button, and there you go. It's in our cloud storage. Now, again, say we want to use this offline and not connected to core. We just go ahead and hit this plus button. We take our active preset here, reduce the characters. That works for me. And there you go. And again, we know that we're listening to the NoirX profile from Michael because it's listed here in the cloud storage section. Now, I really want to stress that anything in the community browser has been shared voluntarily. This doesn't mean that everybody has access to all of your cloud profiles that you've made on your account. This is simply things that people have shared that they want the community to try. And with that said, we're always looking for people to upload new profiles to help grow the community and, after all, help people try things out. This batch of updates is just a taste of what we've been working on here at JDS Labs to refine the core and Element 4 experience. So keep an eye out for future videos with more updates coming soon. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.